Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys being here and coming out today. Just want to say how fortunate we are as a family to be here, and want to thank Coach Herman and Chris for bringing us aboard here and being part of this unbelievable tradition. And but most of all, I want to thank my wife. I want to thank my wife and my children, my family, for their sacrifice, for me to be able to attain my goals in my career, and especially to come here to Texas and to seek this tremendous opportunity. So I have a lot to be thankful for, grateful to be here, honored to be here, to represent the University of Texas and to lead this offense. So I'm excited to get going on this job and this off season. It's super busy, just getting off the road recruiting, and now that it's dead, being able to come back after a move with the family. Just got done unpacking. Actually, the wife's still at home, probably unpacking boxes right now, and that's not a fun job, you know. So again, I thank her and all the love she gives me and all the effort she gives to our family. And without her, I couldn't be here. So with that, we'll start with the questions.
Start on the right, Joe. Starting on the right, Coach.
Joe Cook, nice to meet you.
Hey, Joe.
Heisman finalist in your quarterback room. You're at a very prominent program. Why did you decide to not only leave that quarterback room, but that program, and come to this program with Sam Ehlinger at the quarterback room?
Sam's a hell of a player, and he's a big part of why I chose this position. He's an experienced quarterback. He's a proven winner. I think being at Oklahoma State for 6 years and coaching in the Big 12, it gives you perspective on the enormity of what Texas football is. It also allows you to recruit just about every day, if not every day, in the best playing football state in America. And, you know, that's something that is within itself a heck of an honor and a big responsibility. The football played here at the high school level is unmatched. And to be here at the University of Texas, to be able to recruit Texas, to be able to coach the quarterbacks and call plays for the University of Texas, that's an opportunity that comes once in a lifetime, and I'm not going to let that one pass me up.
Over here on your left, Coach. Chip.
Mike, Chip Brown.
What up?
When you and Tom met and interviewed, where was there commonality, and where are you going to put your own spin on things?
The commonality was we didn't want to change a whole bunch from a bone structure, from a gut standpoint, systematic standpoint, because it's a lot easier for one guy to have to learn something than to ask 60 other guys to learn a new language. So there is a lot of sameness from Ohio State's offensive system and what is in place here at Texas with Coach Herman. And a lot of that stems from Coach Meyer and his offensive system and how that's branched. And every year it's going to morph and it's going to change and it's going to develop as they have here each year at Texas. And that's what you have to do because your personnel changes. So you have to adapt your system to your personnel. But we will tweak and we will add and delete. And that is a process that is going to be continuous until we get to spring ball. So the amount and the quantity of what exactly that is and the plays, you know, we all have experiences. We all have preference of how we want to move the football. And the most important thing is that we keep in mind our players, their strengths, how we line them up, and how we get them mismatched or match them up against the opposition. And finally, it's plays. So players, formations, plays. And that's the philosophy moving forward, and that's what's most important. And to get these guys playing fast, obviously. They got to be playing fast so that when they come off the ball, there is absolutely no hesitation, and they know their offensive schemes better than the defense knows their defensive schemes. That's the goal, to get them playing to their maximum and bringing out you know, their best abilities.
In the middle, Armor.
Richardson. Obviously, I don't need to tell you that Mike Gundy is a tremendous coach. I'm curious after spending so many years under him, what are some of the things that you learned from him that you kind of maybe bring to the table, some of the attributes, just things to that effect?
I think Mike has a tremendous work-life balance, and I think that's something that we all in this profession strive for, and almost impossible to attain. But he's got that, and I admire that, and that's something that to keep things in perspective. I think Coach Gundy has done a tremendous job. You know, we talk about, you know, analogies of, you know, there's boulders and then there's pebbles, and it's, you know, you want to move the boulders. You don't want to have to deal with the pebbles. So I think Coach Gundy understands priorities, what's very important within time and space. So what is important now, he seems to move boulders, and that's what I've observed from him over the 6 years of working with him. His ability to prioritize is uncanny, and his relationships with people. I think Mike treats his players extremely well. He treats his coaches extremely well, and so that takes a consistent demeanor every day. You got to be the same guy, and although I think the media and you know, take things and runs with him, he's a very consistent person and awesome to work for, and I'm very honored to have worked for him and blessed that he called my number.
Your left coach, Brian.
Hey, Mike. Brian Davis from Statesman. Before the Alamo Bowl, Tom talked about how he wanted to pass off play calling duties again and go back to being a CEO type of coach, right? And I wonder with you, was that music to your ears? Like, yes, I want to call plays. Let me take full responsibility for it, and the praise and the criticism that goes along with it.
Sure.
Is that what you wanted?
Sure, absolutely. That's part of it, and that's a big reason why. To me, that's where all the, you know, in my job, that's a heck of a responsibility, but it's something that you know, it gets me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stay in the middle. Cedric.
Hey, my Cedric Golden, also American Statesman. I know your years in Stillwater are going to help you with this experience, but what's unique about these Big 12 streets dealing with these defenses and these higher scoring games that you saw in the Big
Can you rephrase the question for me? I'm sorry.
Oh, the years you spent in Stillwater
Yeah.
are going to help you with this gig, but what's unique about these Big 12 streets, the high scoring games, after you've spent time in Columbus?
It's a great question, and I think it's the I think it's the fundamentals and the approach that offenses take in the Big 12, not necessarily about Big 12 defenses, but I think it's in regards to the offensive philosophy in the Big 12 and how well the passing game is taught, and how everything and how many good quarterbacks have been in this conference. And if you compare, you know, just the ability to throw the football down the field, the Big 12 to me is superior. His opinion is superior than any other conference in America. And then we can argue, was that offensively? Is that is it the quarterback's strengths? Is it the fundamentals that are taught? The philosophical approach Big 12 coordinators and head coaches take, or is it the lack of defense? And I think it's a little of both, maybe. I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that. I know this: the Big 12 defenses appear to me to be more dynamic in how they defend you and what you have to prepare for. You're going to get more variety in the Big 12, and I think that has happened because of need. People are looking for ways to stop and to keep these offenses at bay and to keep the scoring down. So therefore, you're seeing a little bit more innovation and disguise and different things and different types of blitz structures and fronts and those sorts of things. But everything comes full circle now. So as soon as we say that, we'll start seeing some more muscled up formations here with certain teams in the Big 12, and then how our defense is going to then adapt to that. So if you're a 3-down system that then plays with 5 DBs, now you're facing a team that plays with 12 personnel. How now you're susceptible to that. So then we'll go full circle again. I mean, that's the beauty of this league, and that's the beauty of recruiting and personnel and matchups and all those good schemes. That's the fun part.
In the middle.
Hey, Coach Taylor Estes. And watching the film of Sam Ellinger and his career here in last season, and then just the short time that you have been around him, what are some of the things that stand out most to you about him?
Toughness, for one. Secondly, learning, and again, there's carryover from Ohio State's offense and understanding how it operates to what we ask Sam to do. There's a lot of football IQ going on. He's a high football IQ, and he's a good business mind as well. So this doesn't pertain to football, but he's a very intelligent man, to say the least. So his intelligence, his ability to run the ball, but throw it with tremendous accuracy. He's got good footwork and gets you out of. He can manage the game, really well, because he can get you out of bad plays. He knows where the defense is. Tremendous vision. So he's the total package, and really looking forward to working with Sam. But the most significant trait, I'd say, is his leadership ability. His ability to grab the guy's attention, to get them focused, to make sure that they own. He's on them right now when we get morning workouts and something's not going right throughout the week. Somebody misses, somebody's late, whether it be tutors or workouts. He's on them, and he's controlling that. So he's disciplining. It's player driven, and that's it. It's awesome to see that. It's awesome to be a part of that, and that trickles down now. So if you're an incoming freshman, if you're Hudson Card, you're seeing how it's done, and that's it's got such an enormous effect on the team when you can have leadership that Sam displays.
Got time for 2 last ones. Start with Joe on the right. Westcott.
Thank you, Coach. Westcott Edwards for Orange Nation. The last couple of years, Coach Herman's been pretty stubborn on staying in 11 personnel. Philosophically, do you prefer to stay in that? I know, to use tempo, you want to be in 1 personnel package, but do you prefer 11, or do you think maybe you could use some of the hybrid players like Jordan Whittington in some different personnel packages?
That's a great question, and what I'd say to that is again, it refers back to what I said earlier: players, formations, and plays. We got to get our best 11 on the field. Who are our best 11? Our best 11 may not be our best 11 players. They're the 11 that play together the best, right? You've heard that before, and there's truth to that. So you got to have team players. It's our jobs to make sure that our best players are in that best 11. Motivation, teaching, technique, to make sure that they're going full steam, and they're playing and getting the most out of their capabilities. That's important to have. But I don't care if it's 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 22 personnel, whatever it takes to move the football. And that may differ from week to week depending on who you're playing from a scheme standpoint. So, again, it goes back to players, formations. Formations meaning how do you line your guys up and get an advantage, and then plays. So, variety is good, but you only really get Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday is basically review. So once it's in spring ball and then you put it back in fall camp, you're able to rep a little bit more high volume. But then once the season starts, guys, I mean, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. We have an hour limitation to where we can't meet with them like the NFL does. So there's only so many players you can get ready, so many formations, so many plays within a game that you can go. So limiting and playing with tempo is a key. At the same time, you don't want to be at a disadvantage and not get your best matchups on the field. So there's a balance within that.
Last one on your front. Chuck.
Mike, Chuck Carlton. Question just going back to the tempo, because maybe 5-6 years ago that was all the rage, and seeing, you had teams running 90 plays routinely. Now some people have backed off. What's your gauge for, I guess, when to go tempo, when not to go tempo in the course of the game? And also, I know this changes from game to game, but do you have a particular percentage in mind for like a run pass sort of split in terms of your offense?
Run pass split, you want to be, I don't know, 50-50 is ideal, but it really doesn't matter as long as you're moving the football, securing the football, and scoring points. That's the most important thing. So if it's 60-40 one way or another, doesn't matter. As long as we're efficient and we're getting a lot of yards per play, doesn't really matter. With regards to tempo, reasons for tempo. Look, why do we run tempo? Tempo is there to totally disrupt the lines of communication in defense. Defensive coordinators, and Chris knows this better than anybody, they want to see what you're in. They want to see you line up. They want to signal over to their safety. They want to tell the Mike backer exactly where it is. They want to see where the tailback's lined up. What's the guard and center split on the backside? And they want to call all that out, and then they want to call their defense. So what you want to do is you want to try to eliminate that communication. So the faster you go, the more you eliminate that. Now, things are going to happen when you go fast. Are you going to be in bad plays? Oh, we didn't want to run into the extra defender there. Well, how did you know? We just called a tempo play. So those are the things that are drawbacks. So you have to be smart about the plays that you select in order to go fast and when you select to do those things. So it's not just about, running plays as fast as we can. A lot of things come into it. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to eliminate communication, but you're trying to exhaust the defense. You're trying to wear them down. And if they have a good defensive end, if he's got to run 20 yards fast, then line back up and run 20 yards fast again, he's not going to have a great pass rush on third down. Now, are we going to be in 3rd and 8? If we're going to be in 3rd and 8, then it's no sense going fast. But we have to move the football. If we're going to go fast, we're going to move the football, and we're going to get first downs. And you have to help the defense out, right? So a lot of things come into factor of going fast. If you're going to go fast, you better be efficient.